What would you do if you were in Rose's shoes? Should society intervene in marital disputes like this, or is it a private matter? Share your thoughts below. Rose Stephen, a 32-year-old mother of two, stood before the customary court in Nigeria with trembling hands but a resolute heart. The weight of 6 years of marriage pressed heavily on her shoulders as she uttered the words she had long feared to say aloud. "I can no longer stay in this marriage." Her voice, though soft, carried the pain of sleepless nights, the humiliation of forced submission, and the bruises left by a husband who saw her as an object rather than a partner. Rose and Stephen had married 6 years ago, a union that began with hope but quickly darkened. At first, Stephen's affection seemed passionate, but over time, his desires became insatiable and violent. "He doesn't see me as his wife, only as a body to satisfy himself," Rose confessed to the court, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "Even when I am exhausted, even when I beg him to stop, he doesn't listen. If I resist, he beats me, sometimes in front of our children." She recounted nights that stretched into nightmares, Stephen demanding sex from midnight until dawn, ignoring her cries, her pain. She described how she would wake up sore and bruised, only to face another day of pretending everything was fine. 2 months ago, Rose had finally mustered the courage to leave. She packed a few belongings, took her children, and fled to a friend's house. But freedom came with its own struggles. "His family keeps calling me," she said, frustration edging her voice. "They tell me to come back, that every marriage has problems. But they don't understand. This isn't love. This is torture." Stephen's relatives had dismissed her complaints, some even laughing it off. "What kind of woman runs from her husband's bed?" they mocked. But Rose knew the truth. This wasn't about intimacy, it was about control. Rose's petition wasn't just a request for divorce, it was a demand for dignity. She refused to let her children grow up thinking a woman's body was something to be taken by force. "I want to live without fear," she told the judge. "I want my children to see their mother happy, not broken." The courtroom fell silent as she finished speaking. The judge, a stern-faced woman, leaned forward. "And your husband, has he been informed of this hearing?" Rose nodded. "He knows, but he thinks I'll come back. He always thinks I'll come back." This time she wouldn't. As the court adjourned to review her case, Rose stepped outside, the sun warming her face. For the first time in years, she felt a flicker of hope. But Stephen wasn't one to let go easily. Would the court grant her freedom, or would societal pressure force her back into a marriage that had become a cage? One thing was certain, Rose was done being silent, and this fight was only just beginning. What would you do if you were in Rose's shoes? Should society intervene in marital disputes like this, or is it a private matter? Share your thoughts below.